Okay. Alright. We're going to be brave. We're going to be brave together, alright? So, we're going to tackle. We're going to get through. We're going to deal with the Prognathodontini. And that means we've got to deal with Prognathodon. We can do this. You and me. Well, me. Not you. You just get to sit there and laugh at me. It's only funny for one of us. How are we doing, everybody? It's your Mosasaur, Brinsteel, Tethysaurus Yorkshire here, and today we're going to tackle the common names for the Prognathodontini. Now, Prognathodontini, it contains Prognathodon, so we're going to have a bit of fun. So we're going to split into two videos. We're going to do part one, part two, which is part something or other of the common name series that I'm doing, and we will get to the end of that, don't worry, we'll get back to normal, depending on how much Prognathodon destroys my brain. But anyways, let's get into the first one. So our first species is actually a former species of Prognathodon, and it's Nathomortus statmanii. And Nathomortus statmanii is from the Lower Campanian of the Macos Shales in Colorado, about 10.5 meters in length. So pretty sizable animal, bigger than most Prognathodons actually, which is interesting. Probably around the same size as like Thalassotitan and most Mosasaurus. So with the Prognathodons, they've got a specific common name, whilst the ones that manage to escape, they've got a different common name. So for the non-Prognathodontinis, most of them at least, we are going to go for orca lizards, in reference to the fact that they're basically like killer whales, but mosasaurs, but you get what I mean. But anyways, so for Nathomortis, I've gone for the Midwestern orca lizard, purely because obviously Colorado is in the Midwestern region, and it seems to be the only Prognathodontini around that time that's of that size. So calling it an orca lizard is really, really good, I think. Really, really cool. And plus it describes the sort of robusticity of these animals. For example, the jaws of death, Nathomortis, which I'm not gonna lie is a pretty metal name, but don't do out for me in terms of scientifically. But anyways, let's crack on with the next one. So another sort of Prognathodonish, possibly Prognathodon, probably not Prognathodon, is Prognathodon lutogini. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce the species name, but anyways, we've got Prognathodon lutogini or Dolosaurus lutogini, whichever is your preference. It's from the Upper Campanian of Ukraine. Again, a sizable animal, about 8 meters in length, which is it's big. It's bigger than most Prognathodon, which is quite good. I've done a bit of a double name with this one. So the first name is actually in reference to the Ukrainian word for killer whale, and that is the Kosatka. I apologise if I butchered that, but Kosatka dragon, or the Ukrainian orca lizard, which is a bit more simple, but I like the first one more. I mean, dragon. Ooh, dragon. I mean, I think it's because I'm a bit jealous that ichthyosaurs for some reason got sea dragon, but they don't really look like dragonish. Mosasaurs look dragonish to me. Yeah, I've probably said everyone who loves ichthyosaurs now, but I don't care. You know, I've got my Ukrainian orca lizard. What are you gonna do? Yeah, exactly. We're going to jump back to America for this one. Well, America and Canada, kind of. We've got Prognathodon overtonii or Brachiosauriana overtonii, whichever name again you want to go with. I'm going to go with Brachiosauriana overtonii. It's hard to say that. It's from the Upper Campanian, from the Pierre Shale in the USA and Canada, about 7 or 8 meters long, which is based on the specimen from Moore's PhD thesis, which is a big specimen, huge specimen. So really big animal again. And again, with this animal, we're going to keep the orca lizard in there. But because if we're saying it's more towards the northern parts of North America, you could argue it's boreal. So I'm going to go with the boreal orca lizard. I was going to try some different names there to sort of match with orcas and killer whales, but it didn't really come across that well. So I thought, let's just go with boreal, because then we can match it up with Tylosaurus borealis, you know, Aurora borealis, you know, a Mosasaur borealis. I'm losing it, aren't I? Let's go on to the next one. Yeah. Before I do steamed clams. Although Globidens would probably like them. But would they? Questions for later. Alright, so we're going to jump into a genus that kind of has a bit of a Prognathodon problem as well. That we think we've got some species in there, but they might not be, but anyways. And one's of personal opinion, to be fair. Right, so we've got Eremiosaurus mosasauroides from the Upper Campanian, possibly earliest Maastrichtian of France. About 3 to 5 meters in length, probably similar size to other Eremiosaurus species. So Eremiosaurus was a bit of a hard one to come up with a nice common name for. So the general common name I've gone for these animals is the marine heterodont lizard, just in case we have a land heterodont lizard, in which case we can say, well, that one lives in water, that one lives on land, so we're alright. But yeah, for Eremiosaurus mosasauroides in particular, because obviously it's in France and we don't find any other Eremiosaurus species in France, I've gone for the European marine heterodont lizard. Really easy, that one, but it's in a genus that might not be easy, but Prognathodontini seems to be very messy, and I'm losing it bit by bit. So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of a personal one. Eremiosaurus cyander, or Prognathodon cyander, but it's probably not Prognathodon. I'd be very surprised if it's Prognathodon. So this guy's from the low Maastrichtian of Angola. Really cool specimen, really cool specimen. In fact, there was one specimen that was found with good contents, and one of those good contents was a new species of mosasaur. Check out the video that I did on that. You know, it's called a headhunter, which is accurate. Anyway, so again with this one, we're going to keep the marine heterodont lizard common name. Now, the problem with this one and the other species of Eremiosaurus I've got on the list is that they both live in Africa, so I can't call either one of them the African marine heterodont lizard. But if they are closely related to each other, we can call them an African clade, if you like. So for this animal, I have gone for the Angolan marine heterodont lizard because of obviously the fact that the other African species, well, it stops this one from being the African species. You get what I mean? Yeah, it's really confusing, really confusing. But yeah, Angolan marine heterodont lizard, rolls off the tongue, beautiful. And the final species is the legit Eremiosaurus species. That's Eremiosaurus heterodontus from the upper Maastrichtian of the Moroccan phosphates in Morocco, and potentially also in Israel and Brazil. So it's really widely distributed. So this guy, again, I run into the same problem with Eremiosaurus cyander. So that's, I can't call either one of them the African marine heterodont lizard. But then the other problem with heterodontus is that it's very common. So I kind of went off with dolphins with this one, and I just went for like the common bottlenose dolphin. So I've gone with the common marine heterodont lizard because this guy's widely distributed. I could have gone for southern hemisphere, but then I'd run into the problem with cyander and mosasauroides. So I thought common would be really good for this one. It sort of solves the problem. So yeah, Eremiosaurus heterodontus, the common marine heterodont lizard. Really simple, really easy. And that's the video for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. We're delving into Prognathodon. You can see that I'm slowly. I've already lost my mind. I'm losing even more. I mean, my mind is so lost that we're going to need a lost and found poster for the lost and found posters. Does that make sense? Is that funny? I'm not funny. But anyways, so hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a good day. See you later. Ta-da. Bye.